Hi guys, I'm Danny.
I'm Tenesia.
And we're
Organics.
And you're watching our interview on CCL TV.
Hello, I'm Nadia Dunn, your host of CCL TV. But who are CCL? Well, CCL are an independent and neutral third-party logistics service provider and custom clearance specialist. From e-concept to e-logistics for e-commerce, CCL has the e-solution. Now, at CCL, we want to talk to the people behind the brand, and in this episode, we're going to be in conversation with Danny and Tenesia Pascal of Earth to Earth Organics. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited.
It is really exciting. Thank you so much. Now, can you start by telling us a bit about your background and how Earth to Earth Organics came about?
Well, I am from Guyana originally, and I moved to England in 2004. I quickly began to realize my skin did not like the changing climate or the water, or my body did not like the food. So after researching for a little while, I managed to come up with a body butter that was good for my skin, because I couldn't really find anything in the market that worked at a good price but didn't have a lot of chemicals in it. And my nephew at the time had eczema, so then I gave some to my sister and she loved it. He coined it Auntie's Magic Cream, and that's how we started. It was our first product.
Yeah.
During that time, I started to change my diet as well. We changed our diet to plant-based, and everything just kind of worked hand in hand, and here we are now.
Yeah.
So it's been 5 years since you launched and founded the company. Tell us about your journey.
Oh.
Yeah. The last 5 years, so everything's quite up and down. So originally we did start it in 2016, and for about 2 years we weren't really taking it as seriously. I guess it was a bit more of a hobby, and then at the end of 2017 we kind of said to ourselves, what are we doing with our business? I go hard or go home, basically.
Yeah. So
2018 hit, and we said we actually want to make this something. We really want to do something with this. And in, I think it was like January of 2018, we said, all right, we want to launch this company properly. So we just started to plan a launch party for March. And in that time, we also we used to live in Harrow, and we saw an advert for Harrow Business Den, which is kind of like Harrow's version of Dragon's Den. And we said, oh, why not? Let's enter. It was for small businesses, and we entered. We became finalists, and then we eventually won. And it happened in the same month that we actually properly launched the business, March 2018. And everything kind of built together at that time to kind of almost encourage us to say, you're doing the right thing, you're going in the right direction, so keep going. And then the last 3 years, that's what we've kind of done, and we've just kind of continued to grow year on year since then.
So what was your first product that you launched?
it was the Magic Butter. So our first and still our most popular product to this point, it is the Magic Butter. It's a triple whipped, smooth and silky body butter. It goes on really nice, melts into your skin. It's not oily at all.
It's the same that our nephew, it helped to clear up his eczema.
Yeah.
And because he was the one who coined it Auntie's Magic Cream, that's kind of how we named it. So we called it Magic Butter. It's kind of just as like a reminder to ourselves that that's where it began. And before you know it, it's kind of, it's the one that people talk about the most still to this day.
Yeah, I love that. It kind of brings you back to where it all began. That's great. Are there any other products in your range that are founded in a similar way?
Everything kind of has a story. So we have the Sun Kissed range, which is a body butter, body oil, and body wash. And we created that because we went to Grenada, loved hiking, loved jumping in the waterfalls, did not like the mosquitoes biting us. So then we created Sun Kissed because we put different essential oils in it to help as an insect repellent. And then Liven Up, which is a second range, we created that because we wanted something that was fresh and refreshing in the morning. So that's like lemon. It's quite citrusy, so it's really nice and floral.
The name for Liven Up kind of came from well, it came from Bob Marley, you know, like lively up yourself. So yeah, you know, so it's kind of like, you know, it gives you the spirit, and you're just like, it's kind of like if you were to wash in the morning and you just smell the citrus hits of like lemon and orange, and you say,
wakes you up nicely.
I'm awake, I'm alive.
Yeah, well, we're up at like 4 in the morning, so we need something to wake us up.
Yeah, you need an extra citrus hit. Well, our CEO here at CCL, Rudy, who you might have seen earlier, is a massive Bob Marley fan, so I'm sure he'll be into some of those products as well. Guys, can you tell us a bit about sustainability and your packaging and transport process?
So at the minute we've we started off with plastic, with PET recycled plastic. We've been able to change our 100 and 200 ml bottles to aluminum. Our 500 ml body butter is in glass, and our body oil and body washes are in glass now with aluminum caps, or you can opt in for a pump cap, which you can reuse as well. It's taken us a bit of time with a small business to get into more sustainable packaging, but it's something that was very important to us. Also, we did not want to transfer a lot of that cost onto our customers, so we were trying to find something that made sense. And with our research, we found that glass is the most recyclable thing. It's easier. Everyone understands how to recycle glass, and you can use it time and time again. We also spend time teaching our customers how to reuse their containers. So even when we had the plastic, we showed them how to use sealants in it. And with glass now, we're showing people how to upcycle it, whether it be food jars or storage, whatever you can do with it. Everything we package in, it's cardboard, paper, and we even recycle. So when we buy our stuff in bulk, the big jars they come in, we then use that in our garden to grow food. And we show our customers how to do that. We've got a series planned for summer anyway to show people how to do that. And when we order stuff from our producer or suppliers, we order as much as possible so we don't have to keep ordering in small increments. And then we work with companies who value sustainability as well.
We also do a refill option in our body washes and our body oils, and they come in aluminium and plastic pouches.
Wow.
So when our customers reorder, normally they'll order their first orders in the glass bottles for the washes and the oils, but then when they come back, they just order the refill and refill their glass bottles from their last order and keep going as many times as they like. And we offer it at a cheaper rate, so to kind of encourage it.
Yeah.
So we try to bring everything together.
Yeah, we also we plant 40 trees per month with one tree planted. And last year we worked with a company who helped us clear up 237 kilos of plastic before it hit the ocean, I believe.
223 kilos, yeah, which would have been equivalent to about 8,000 to 10,000 units of plastic bottles that we used to use. But so we never actually used that many at the time. So we actually offset our.
That's amazing. So how did you get involved with that side of it and doing the plastic clear? That is such an incredible initiative.
It was kind of something, everything that we do, we've always tried to incorporate some sense of sustainability, from the foundations of our company. But because we're a small company, things move a bit slower. There's only a few of us, so it just takes a little bit more time with regards to researching different suppliers, costs for certain units that we want to make sure, like T said, we don't pass on too much of a cost to our customers because we want them to stay loyal and we want to keep the prices fair for them. So everything took a little bit extra time in terms of the plastic and the growing trees. This is kind of something that we love to do as individuals, let alone as a brand. So we wanted to incorporate that within our brand because it's something that we believe in.
And some of the companies we work with already work with. So One Tree Planted, one of our suppliers already worked with them, and they had really good reviews about their relationship with the company. We work with them because one of the suppliers we use work with them, and they have given us really good feedback on their relationship with them. And they're very good with updating you on what's happening, where they're planting, stuff like that. And even the people that work in the European sector of One Tree Planted, they contacted us, so you can go plant trees wherever with them when you're ready as a company. And then Clean Hub, they contacted us and showed us their dossier and the work that they've done and what they're doing. And we felt like it made sense to collaborate with them. And it's a company we're still going to work with, even though we're not using plastic this year, but we're still going to support them and work with them as best as we can.
It's just to add to the One Tree Planted. They'll plant trees wherever we want them to plant them, almost anywhere in the world. So what we've done over the last 2 years is we've asked our customers and our followers, we gave them a list of where would you want trees to be planted, and then as a vote, and then they tell us, and that's where we plant them.
Yeah.
So last year it was Rwanda.
This year is Ghana.
This year it's Ghana. And then we'll try and spread it for next year. So we'll give different options on different continents in the world for them to say, I want it in Brazil, I want it in Australia, wherever.
And this year our goal is to plant 1,000 trees. So, help us plant 1,000 trees.
Yeah. Yeah, that you must have, because that is just amazing. It really is. Customers are clearly at your heart and the planet. So it's really nice to hear that. And do you have large companies approaching you wanting to get involved, having that passion? I can see that people are just drawn to you.
Not as yet, to be fair. We haven't had large companies. We've had companies in terms of people who want to figure out how we do what we're doing as a small business to help inspire their staff in that sense. But not work with us in terms of, I guess, a wholesale offer. Yeah,
it's kind of, I guess, people might find it hard to find us because we're a small company.
We're not that good at marketing.
Yeah, we're not good at marketing. Yeah. that's our biggest thing to work on for ourselves. But
we're here to help with that as well.
Thank you.
Talking of you touching on being a small company, do you struggle with the logistics side of things? And is temperature control an issue for a lot of your products?
So
not in-house. So in-house, everything is room temperature. We did have I remember we shipped something to Mexico once. And it was so delayed that by the time it came back to us months later,
it was just not.
It was melted, and it was really weird scenario. But in-house and in the UK, everything is fine. And I think a lot of our customers are already familiar with natural products, so they know that if it's too hot, kind of like coconut oil, right? If it's too hot, the texture might change a little bit, but as soon as you use it, it gets back to what it's supposed to be. So logistically, we're fine.
UK wise, we're fine. We've actually stopped our international.
Yeah.
We've actually stopped our.
That's an order coming in. So you only have to be in touch with CCL and we get orders in for you.
Yeah, we stopped international shipping at the minute until we fully understand it with Brexit and everything, because that's changed a lot.
Yeah.
But in the UK, we're fine temperature-wise and stuff like that.
Also, temperature-wise, it was more the case of people if our products are going, we don't know how long it will take our products to get somewhere sometimes. So if it's going somewhere with a warmer climate, we're not sure if it will get there in the condition that we want it to get there in. So rather than having disappointed customers from across the world, we just said, let's just focus our efforts on home soil for the time being until we kind of figure it out.
We'll win in the UK and then figure the rest out later.
Yeah.
And so that's one of your growth plans, I guess, over the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
As well as any other plans?
Well, we have the plan to introduce a mommy and baby range, which will give the mom and baby the same product that they can use from head to toe, and you have not got to worry about anything at all. All great stuff. Which we've trialed and tested.
Yeah.
Trialed and tested.
Oh.
Also expanding, we're kind of focusing a lot more on wholesale orders. So we're getting into quite a few more shops. We've recently partnered with a chain of shops in Bristol called Better Food, and so our stuff's in their shops now. We're just, I guess, cherry picking certain shops which we align with across the UK, who we would want to stock our stuff, and yeah, just kind of build on those relationships and just spread the earth to earth word.
Absolutely. Well, talking of spreading the earth to earth word, how important is social media within the company?
Very important. Word of mouth through social media has been pivotal in our growth as a business, and things like Black Pound Day, everything that happened last year, socially, globally, where people are just more interested in what's touching their skin, how they can support small businesses, how they can support Black businesses. So social media has grown our business tenfold for us from 2018 to now, really, and we see year-on-year growth, and the consistency in our customers coming back and sharing their reviews with their friends has been remarkable.
And is that something that you're planning to expand on as well, that social media following?
Yeah, definitely. So we did a relaunch this year, and we did an advert that went with that relaunch. So that was one of the first, I guess, take art seriously. This is what we're about, because we want customers to always know that people, planet, skin, that's what's important to us, and we don't ever want to stray. Well, we won't ever stray from that message. So that was our first, I think, proper stab at, let's take marketing seriously, let's go to social media, and let's just see a way for people to really understand what we're about in a short span of time.
Yeah.
Also, it's a good way for our followers to really kind of connect with us as a brand. Rather than it just be a brand, a company selling products to them. They want to know the people behind the products. They want to know what we're about, if they can align with us. We do a lot of kind of social interactions in our stories. We show people when we're in our garden, kind of just growing food, telling them about certain things that we might have done in our day, or things that we're growing and why, or if it's good for their skin, just to really build that trust. So, and I don't think you can really do that on too many platforms other than social media.
Yeah.
Other than being, directly in front of people at events, which obviously over the last year has shown us that,
Well, actually, with the last year in mind, have your sales gone up due to COVID?
Yes.
They did, yeah. It was strange actually, but I think being able to focus on the eCommerce side of things, rather than physically having to do events and go places.
And people had more time. People had more time to engage with you, to see, to explore, to talk about things with their friends and stuff. So it was a really interesting year, and we're just hoping to grow from there, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Could you tell us about your returns process?
Yeah.
So you have it.
So normally because it's cosmetics, we basically tell people if it's faulty within 14 days, they can get in contact with us, and we'll make necessary arrangements to.
So if it's broken, if there's a problem with the product itself, we'll refund it right away, send you something new.
Yeah, but if it's after the 14 days and there's nothing wrong with the product, but they just don't like it, then we kind of have to manage that situation where it's like, is there anything wrong with the product? No, I just don't like it. It's like, I'm sorry. Then it becomes a bit more of an issue. Because
you can't sell it back to a customer.
Especially with COVID.
And where we've worked in retail before, it's return policies are things we're familiar with. So when it comes to cosmetics, generally you don't get a refund for stuff like that. But if it's broken, if it's faulty, we'll send you something new. If you're happy for us to send you something new, or we'll refund it if you prefer a refund.
Yeah.
And any events or discussions, forums that you guys are involved in, does the returns process become quite a big thing for people at those events?
No.
Not really.
We don't get much refunds or issues with our products, to be quite honest. But when we do, we just handle them as professionally and as we would want it to be handled if it were us.
And how do you feel that an organisation like CCL would be able to help you guys?
Well, I think sometimes, especially as we grow, there'll be a lot. It's possible, with more orders and more revenue and getting busier, we're likely to make mistakes. It just happens. So there is likely to be more issues with certain customer orders. I guess where that help from CCL could come in is in the logistics of dealing with the returns, and then making sure that the best product is then shipped back out to the customer, depending on where they are as well. I think more international ones would probably be a preferred option. Anything on UK soils is probably easier for us to deal with, but yeah, it's here and there. I guess when it grows, we kind of feel like we get to things when it's happening.
Bit by bit,
yeah.
But I guess the main thing is that you'll help us put that customer first and make sure that they're heard and seen and listened to in that sense, because that's what's important at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You never want someone to feel like you've ignored them and you haven't listened and you haven't paid attention to what's important, Yeah. So I think that's the main thing.
Well, CCL, like yourselves, always have the customer and staff at their heart, and that's where I feel like Earth to Earth Organics are very similar in that way, and hopefully there'll be a lot of work together that we can do in the future.
Definitely. Fingers and toes crossed.
Absolutely. And the last thing, if you were to be stranded on a desert island, what is the album that you would take with you to listen to?
It's going to have to be a Private Ryan 2019 Soca mixtape, because Carnival is life and Soca is life.
Brilliant. What about you, Danny?
Well, I feel like it would probably be. I feel like it'd probably be, for me at this time, a jazz album. Not anything specific. I just listen to certain morning jazz to just calm you down and just relax, and then you're not really thinking about, I'm on a desert island, what am I going to do? It's just like, hey, I'm on this desert island, this is life, and just
Kamani likes the jazz now.
Yeah. Our son, he likes the jazz now, so
does he?
We just remind. Yeah, he'd be there too. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm coming too if you're playing that kind of music, so it's no longer deserted. There'll be a few of us. Thank you both so much for your time and for your son in the other room. Bless him. We have heard him, so we know he's there joining in. Thank you so much, and we'll hopefully speak to you soon.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks so much. Bye. Take care.